Chapter 1 of Just for Juniors, Little Talks to Little Folks. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Maria Therese. Just for Juniors, Little Talks to Little Folks by Rev. Gerald T. Brennan. Chapter 1 The Brass Ring. Last week I went down to Seneca Park. Of course, I visited the zoo and saw the elephants, the bears, the wild cats, and the tigers. I spent some time watching the monkeys, and they gave me lots of laughs. So, if you want to have some fun, just go down to Seneca Park. It's worth the trip and you won't be disappointed. Now, don't get the idea that I spent all my time at the zoo. Oh, no! After watching the animals for some time, where do you think I went? I went over to the merry-go-round, because I like merry-go-rounds. No, I didn't go for a ride, but I did watch the boys and girls, and they were having plenty of fun. Some of the children rode galloping horses, and others rode camels and tigers. While the music played, the children raced around and around in a circle. They smiled, they waved, they hollered. Yes, the children were certainly happy, and they were having a grand time. Children who ride on the merry-go-round try to catch the brass ring. You know, with some merry-go-rounds there is a long wooden arm fixed to a post. This wooden arm is filled with rings about the size of a $50. On the end of the wooden arm there is a slot that holds one of the rings, and, as the children ride past the wooden arm, they reach for the slot and catch a ring. Now the rings are iron rings, all except one. That one is a brass ring. And here's the good news. Whoever catches the brass ring gets a free ride on the merry-go-round. The iron rings are not good for anything, but the brass one gives you a free ride. Only one person gets a free ride, and very seldom does the same person get the brass ring more than once. I watched the children on the merry-go-round for a long time. They all tried to catch the brass ring, but only one caught it on each ride. During the past few days I've thought about that merry-go-round several times. You know, no matter how fast you ride on a merry-go-round, and no matter how long you stay on it, you never get any place. Isn't that right? Yes, and there's something else you should know about merry-go-rounds. If you want to ride, most of the time you have to pay 6 cents. Now and then you may get a free ride, but most of the time you have to pay. The brass ring gives only one free ride. The brass ring is never good for life. It's not even good for one afternoon. Do you know that some people think that life is a merry-go-round? They say that we are not going any place, but you and I know that we are. We're trying to save our souls, so that we can get to heaven. That's why God made us. Now, you can't save your soul or get into heaven by catching a brass ring. Oh, no! There are no free rides in heaven. If you want to go to heaven, you have to work. You have to pray. You must go to Mass, receive the sacraments often, and keep God's laws. You have to do all these things. So don't ever get the idea that you'll get to heaven by sitting around and waiting to catch a brass ring. Heaven is a prize, a reward, and you have to work for that reward. You can't earn heaven easily. You have to work for heaven every day. Some of your little friends may have the wrong idea about heaven. Perhaps they miss Mass. They may even laugh at you when you tell them that you are going to receive Holy Communion. They may make fun of you when you are trying to be good. They may tell you that God is too good to send anybody to hell. Well, if your friends talk like that, don't listen to them. Maybe they don't know better, but you know what is right. You know that you have to work for heaven. There is only one way by which you can save your soul. You must know God, you must love God, and you must serve Him. Do you know how you can be absolutely certain of going to heaven? Just do this. Try to do as many good things every day as you possibly can. Say lots of prayers every day. Obey your parents and teachers. Try to be kind. Keep your speech clean. Oh, there are so many good things that you can do. Do them and do them every day. Don't forget that every time you do something good, you earn grace for your soul, and grace will buy your way into heaven. Children, all through life you'll find people trying to get a free ride to heaven. Remember, there are no free rides. You must work for heaven. You must pay your way. You can't get into heaven on a brass ring." Chapter 2